ما شاء الله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين، سيدنا ونبينا وحبيب قلوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا وشفيع ذنوبنا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
والصلاة والسلام على أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين المنتخبين، الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. ورحمة الله على أحبابهم وأصحابهم وشيعتهم ومواليهم أجمعين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم وظالميهم ملعونين من يوم عداوتهم إلى أبد الآبدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه المجيد وخطابه المتين وقوله الحق وهو أصدق القائلين: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وما أفاء الله على رسوله منهم فما أوجفتم عليه من خيل ولا ركاب ولكن الله يسلط رسله على من يشاء، والله على كل شيء قدير. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
There are many types of amwal al-shar'iyya. There is khums, there is zakat, there is spoils of wars. Amongst these amwal, there is a type known as fay. In normal wars or battles, what happens is that with the idhn of Rasulullah or A'immatul Huda or Hakim al-Shar'i, Muslimin, they get together and they fight. Someone fights on a horse, someone fights on a camel, someone fights with the sword, someone fights with the spear, someone fights with the bow and arrow. All of them are together involved in this, and if they win that battle or that war, whatever they can have afterwards is then divided amongst them. The person who was fighting on a horse gets a bigger share than the person who did not have any horse and was fighting on his foot. The person who had 2 horses gets the bigger share than the one who had 1 horse. And then these ghanaim are then divided according to these laws, and 1/5 of this goes to Rasulullah and Ahlul Bayt alayhimu salatu wassalam, known as khumus. But if a person does not fight in a battle, he does not get any ghanima. He does not get any spoil of war. if a faction comes forward to the leader, to say Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and says, without fighting, without any battle, without any sword, spear, horses or camels, he comes forward, and this faction comes forward and offers their allegiance to Rasulullah, and in return they also give Rasulullah a certain amount of bounty or booty. This is also mal al-shar'i, but this is known as fay. And this is personal ownership of Rasulullah. Difference between this mal and the mal of ghanima is that the mal of ghanima is distributed amongst all those who were present in the battlefield, but fay is the kind of mal that only goes to Rasulullah. Rasulullah is the sole owner of this particular property. So in the 7th of Hijri, after conquering Khaybar, Khaybar is a huge, this was a huge success. After conquering Khaybar, there was a place close by known as Fadak. Now the Fadak is at least 2 days masafa, used to be 2 days masafa at that time, or in today's time you could say 144, 45 kilometers from Medina. Yahud of Fadak, after seeing what had happened in Khaybar, the fighters like Marhab were killed, and if they did not stand any chance, people of Fadak, the Yahud of Fadak, did not clearly have any chance against the powers of Muslimin. So they just came forward, they said, whatever you say, we will accept. We want to be part of your kingdom or government. We want to come under your command. We will not disobey your laws. We will not drink alcohol openly. We will not eat pork openly. And whatever your religion stops us from doing openly, we will not do openly. And when it's time, when the time comes that you need us for anything, we will come forward and help you out, unlike Banu Nudayr. All we say is that you guarantee us protection, our protection of our family and our amwal, our wealth, our properties. And with this, they gave half of the land of Fadak to Rasulullah. Half of the land of Fadak to Rasulullah. These are the facts. I'm just quickly going to go through with the facts about Fadak. Just Fadak, that's it. And I do have to finish this quickly. I only have 20 minutes left. So all Muslims agree that Yahud of Fadak gave the property of Fadak, half of Fadak, to Rasulullah. All of them agree, Shia or Sunnah, that Rasulullah took the charge of this property and appointed his own workers on this property to take care of the gardens and the trees and whatever came out of this land of Fadak, and he started receiving profits from the land of Fadak. Now, this is not just a piece of land like one plot here and one plot there. No, this is a land that gave so much profit that nowhere in the history it mentions what the size of the land was, but we do know the minimum profit and the maximum profit. So in the history we find that minimum profit per annum was 24,000 dinar. Now this is not the dinar of Kuwait. This dinar means a gold coin. This is a solid gold, pure gold coin that weighs 1 mithqal, it's around 3.6 grams or 4 point something different awzan. If you put this together according to 3.6 grams, that makes it 84,000 something grams, which means 84 kg gold. 84 kilo gold minimum was earned from Fadak. Now you can do your maths on the calculator and check out the rate that we have today. This is the minimum. The maximum was 40,000 dinar that came from the land of Fadak. And 40,000 dinar goes up to 144 kilo. All this personal ownership of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Everyone agrees on this. Shia, Sunnah, there is no ikhtilaf. There is no difference. The second thing that comes forward is when the ayah وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ was revealed, that Rasulullah called his daughter Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra salamullahi alayha,
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد,
and gifted Fadak to her. Gifted Fadak to her, and there were witnesses. Witness was Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, witness was Imam al-Hasan, Imam al-Hussein, one of the servants of Rasulullah, and Ayman was witness, and they all witnessed that Rasulullah has gifted Fadak to Bibi Fatima az-Zahra salamullahi alayha. And there was a document as well that stated so. Most of Ahlul Sunnah do not believe that it was gifted to Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha, but even then there are 7 authentic muhaddithin in their history, who say that when the ayah وَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ was revealed, Rasulullah called his daughter and gifted it to her. So at least 7 muhaddithin we can find who say this, agree with this thing. Even if they do not agree with this particular fact, they do agree that Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra salamullahi alayha took control of Fadak. This is in their history, that the control of Fadak was in the hands of Fatima az-Zahra salamullahi alayha when Rasulullah passed away. When Rasulullah passed away, the control was the workers who were working in the land of Fadak at that time were the workers of Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra salamullahi alayha. Understood? Everyone agrees with this. So we have ownership of Rasulullah, we have workers of Fatima az-Zahra working in the land of Fadak, meaning control. Control in itself is a dalil of ownership. If you have control, if you have control over a piece of land or a piece of property, that in itself is considered a form of ownership. If you want to dispute that, you need to be the one who provides witnesses and proofs against that claim. Everyone agrees that the first government after Rasulullah passed away, after the istishhad of Rasulullah, the first government took Fadak from Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha. Everyone agrees with that. Everyone agrees with that. There is no doubt. Did they take Fadak? Yes. Who did they take it from? Fatima az-Zahra. Did they relieve the workers from their duties, the workers of Fatima az-Zahra? Everyone agrees on that. Did the government put its own workers? The first government. I don't like using the names. I'm just going to say first government, second government, third government. And then after that, I have no problem taking the names. First government took Fadak and relieved the workers of Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha, and then appointed its own workers over there. Everyone agrees with this. They say that the second government gave Fadak back to Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wassalam. We cannot find anything of sort in our books. We do not have anything like that in our books. But they say that, yeah, Fadak was given back. What are you saying, that it was taken away, but the second government gave it back? All right, we'll believe you. You say that, okay, let's say you are right. What's the point in giving Fadak back when the second government has already taken over Qadsiya, Faras, Rome, and the wealth from Rome, Faras, and Qadsiya, these areas, is so much that Fadak doesn't stand a chance against it. So Fadak is, all of a sudden, is insignificant. They can afford to lose it. They can afford to lose it. So in their books it's written that Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi and his uncle Abbas were sitting together, and I'm going to use this expression, they were putting on a show in front of the second government. They started fighting each other, discussing or debating with each other, like fake debating. They took the issue to the second government that we need you to make a decision for us. He says because he is the uncle of Rasulullah, he should be the waris. He should get the inheritance from Rasulullah. And I say that I am the cousin of Rasulullah. I should be the one who gets the inheritance from Rasulullah. Pointing to the fact that Rasulullah, whenever he leaves something, when he left, whatever he left after he passed away, the rules of earth should be applied on that. So the second government, this person, he started smiling and says, I know what you're doing. You're not fighting with each other at all. This is just putting on a show. You're trying to tell me that government has no right to take Fadak from Ahlul Bayt. According to the rules of earth, this should be given back to Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salatu wasalam. Okay, if you say so, take it. He gave Fadak back to Amirul Mu'mineen, and Amirul Mu'mineen took charge of it. This is in their books. Now, why would you mention this in your book, that the second government gave it back? As a favor, as a goodwill gesture, what's happening? If the first government took and the second government gave it away, who was the right one? Was the first government right because they took Fadak? Or the second government was right because they gave it away? Either the first was wrong or the second was wrong. I hope this is not boring you. Are you guys bored? Read aloud salawat. This will end quick, so don't worry about it. Then the third government, everyone agrees, that took Fadak back into its control. Third government. And this third government, after taking it in its control, gave it to Marwan ibn Hakam. Marwan ibn Hakam was our first cousin. Gave it to Marwan ibn Hakam. Hakam was the person who was asked by Rasulullah to leave Medina forever and never come back. He was so much hated by Rasulullah that Rasulullah had to order him to leave Medina and never come back, and Marwan was with him. He came back not even the time of first government, not the second government, and at the time of third government, Marwan comes back to Medina. What did you see in Marwan that you gave Fadak to Marwan? What right does the government have to give Fadak to Marwan? And then they very intelligently a reply that government has full discretion as to whom the Fadak or the properties of government or the wealth or the amwal of government goes. Because this ikhtiyar is with the government decided to give it to Marwan. We say in return, although what you are saying is not true, even if it were true, what was the problem in giving Fadak back to Fatima az-Zahra and awlad of Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha? Why was Marwan better than the children of Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha? Why did you not give it back to Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein? Why would you give it to Marwan, whose father was asked to leave Medina and stayed there for a long time, nearly a little over 2 decades? And then the fourth government was Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, az-Zahra. They said that why didn't Imam Ali took the control back, took Fadak back? So what are you talking about? The adala, the adl of Imam Ali is the most famous thing in the history of Islam and in the history of Khulafa. Ali ibn Abi Talib, if known for anything, he was known for his justice. If Ali ibn Abi Talib cannot tolerate taking one small speck of barley away from the mouth of ant, why would he let Marwan keep Fadak when it was rightfully the property of Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein and Ali ibn Abi Talib? Why would he do that? And if it was the property of government, he would take control of the property of government. He would take back, as he did with many other amwal that were given away wrongfully, unfairly. The first thing Imam Ali did was take back the things that were given away unlawfully. Of course, he took Fadak back and he took control of it. And it was in the possession of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib with the permission of Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein, and it stayed with Imam Ali until the day he was martyred and he left this world. After Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, Imam al-Hasan had the control of Fadak, and then what happened with Imam al-Hasan? Muawiyah takes control, and after settling his affairs of state, he comes to Medina, and after entering Medina, he announces that the Fadak will come back to the government. He divides Fadak into 3 parts. One part he gives to his son Yazid, Mal'oon. The second part goes to Amr ibn Uthman. And the third part again goes to Marwan ibn Hakam. After Muawiyah passed away, the Yazid was in control. Fadak remained like it was till the end. But after Yazid died, his son Muawiyah did not take control of Khilafah. So Marwan ibn Hakam then came in control. He came into the power, as predicted by Amir al-Mu'mineen at the end of the Battle of Jamal, when he says, release Marwan. Okay, at the asking of Imam al-Hasan and Imam al-Hussein, he says, okay, release Marwan, let him go. فَإِنَّ لَهُ إِمْرَةً كَلَعْكَةِ الْكَلْبِ أَنْفَهِ. The duration that it takes for a dog to lick its nose, that will be the duration of his government, Marwan. فَإِنَّهُ أَبُو الْأَكْبُشِ الْأَرْبَعَةِ. And then it goes on from there. Anyways, coming back to the point, we don't have much time. Wish we had more time. This is a very detailed topic. Marwan ibn Hakam then takes complete control of Fadak. Amr ibn Uthman is gone, Yazid is gone, the Fadak returns back to Marwan. Marwan has complete control over it. When Marwan passes away, his son Abdul Malik ibn Marwan takes control. Fadak is with him. When Abdul Malik goes, his 2 sons, then take control, and then after his two sons pass away, their cousin Umar ibn Abdul Aziz takes control of Fadak. Of course, Fadak is now distributed amongst the sons of Marwan. So what he does is that he either buys back Fadak from them, or some of them gift him the pieces of Fadak. At the end, eventually he controls the complete land of Fadak, and then he writes to the governor of Medina saying that Fadak should be returned to Fatima al-Kubra, and it was given to Abdullah al-Mahdi, the son of Fatima al-Kubra, and then it stayed with Fatima, with Ahlul Bayt till the time of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. Then he passed away. He was poisoned, he killed, and afterwards it was taken back again, and it stayed with Banu Umayyah till the end of their reign, and then came with with the Banu Abbas. Abu al-Abbas Safah gives it back, Mansur Diwaniki takes it back, Mahdi gives it back, Hadi takes it back, Harun keeps it. Ma'mun then calls everyone, all the scholars, into his majlis and asks him, were the witnesses of the gifting of Fadak to Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra, were they all just and acceptable witnesses or not? Everyone says yes, all of them were acceptable witnesses. He says, I now give an executive order to give Fadak back to Ahlul Bayt. After Ma'mun, Mutawakkil takes over, he takes the Fadak back, and Fadak never returns to Ahlul Bayt. So this is the brief history of Fadak. Please do read about it, and there are much more details in it. No one in Ahlul Bayt, no one amongst A'immatul Huda wanted to use Fadak for their own benefit. The property, the wealth of Fadak was always distributed amongst fuqara and masakeen and those who needed it. And this was the main problem, to remove the crowd from the door of Sayyidah Zahra salamullah alayha. The hujum, the crowd, people are gathering at that door instead of the door of government. That was causing problem. And that's why they took Fadak. And that is why Sayyidah Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha goes to ask for Fadak back and asks them, why did you take Fadak away from me? For Sayyidah to leave her house and to go into Masjid al-Nabawi, why did the government let Sayyidah leave her house? This is their first mistake. Why do you let Sayyidah come to Masjid al-Nabawi? Why did you not go to Sayyidah? She was preparing to come to Masjid al-Nabawi all that morning. The curtain was placed in Masjid al-Nabawi. All the ladies from Medina were called, all the gents from Medina were called, everyone was gathered there, all these preparations were happening all morning. Are you telling me you did not know what was happening? How would you stay quiet? Sayyidah goes in there, asks, Fadak was gifted to me by my father. Says, do you have any witnesses? This is the second mistake. You do not ask Sayyidah, for whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed, إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. You do not ask her for witnesses. If she says something, she is truthful. If she is debating something, she is on the right, you are on the wrong. And then it continues from there. Long story short, she had to come back home crying, with on one side Imam al-Hassan, on the other side Imam al-Hussein, looking at their mother crying and weeping. They must have asked her, what made you cry? Why do you cry? See, brothers and sisters, I will tell you that passing away of Rasulullah was not a small thing for Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha. They say that in Masjid al-Nabawi there is a pillar. There was a pillar by which Rasulullah would stand and give sermon. One day a person brings a mimbar for Rasulullah, and Rasulullah leaves the pillar and goes to sit on the mimbar, and all of a sudden that pillar starts crying. And everybody notices that, and Rasulullah immediately leaves the mimbar and goes to that pillar and starts caressing that pillar, that I did not leave you because I was unhappy with you. I left you because I want to go and sit on that mimbar. I am radi with you, I am satisfied with you, I am happy with you, O pillar of Allah. And I say that Fatima az-Zahra salamullah alayha is not just that one pillar. She is the only daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She must have felt unbearable pain in her heart, the way she cried for Rasulullah. They gather in the mosque and they decide that they should come to the door of Sayyidah Zahra salamullah alayha and ask Ali ibn Abi Talib to either do the bay'ah, pledge his allegiance, or be arrested by the government. They come to the door of Sayyidah Zahra salamullah alayha and they say, open this door. Sayyidah Zahra comes behind the door and she says, why are you here? Tell Ali ibn Abi Talib to come outside or we will burn this door down. She says, this is the house of Fatima az-Zahra, the daughter of Rasulullah. And they say that we do not care. A person standing outside says, this is the house of Fatima az-Zahra. Reply comes, what in? So what? Says, this is the house of Hassan and Hussein. Says, what in? So what? She kept saying, go away. And they kept insisting that they will take down the door. They will burn the door and take it down and come inside by force. And she stands in there, starts crying, saying, Ya Abata, Ya Rasul Allah. Not long before, they put the fire on the door. Now in those days, the door is made of wood. To put wood together, you use nails. Nails made of steel and iron. You see, when this iron is in the door, when the nails are in the door, the wood burns, it becomes ash. But when the steel burns, it becomes red hot. So the door was burning and it became weak, and at one point this la'een kicks the door and the door goes inside, and behind that door standing is Fatima az-Zahra. The burning door falls on the body of Fatima az-Zahra, crushing her ribs to pieces. The hot burning nail goes straight through her chest. She starts crying, Wa Muhammada wa Ja'fara. The heat was so hard that she fell down unconscious. When she woke up, she saw people taking Ali ibn Abi Talib in shackles. They are dragging Ali ibn Abi Talib outside. She immediately forgets the pain in her womb. She forgets the pain of her rib. She forgets the fact that her muhsin has been killed. She immediately pounces at Amir al-Mu'mineen. She holds on to the abaya of Ali ibn Abi Talib. She tries to pull him back towards her. And this la'een says, Ya Qulfa, get Zahra out of the way. قل Yusuf has a whip in his hand. He strikes the hand of Fatima az-Zahra. The pain is so unbearable, the grip loses, and she puts her other hand, saying, "Oh Muhammad, oh Baba." Amir al-Mu'mineen puts his hand on the door, and he says in the heart-wrenching voice, "Wa Hamzata, wa la Hamzata li al-yawm, wa Ja'fara, wa la Ja'fara li al-yawm." They take Amir al-Mu'mineen to the mosque. And Fatima az-Zahra, when recovers from the pain, she says, she screams, "Khallu ibn ammi, let my cousin go. وإلا لأنشرن شعري ولأضعن قميص أبي على رأسي للدعاء عليكم." If you do not let Ali ibn Abi Talib go, I will bare my head, put the shirt of my father on my head to make dua on you and put a curse on you to destroy you. These words came out of her mouth. The walls of Masjid al-Nabawi started trembling. The walls of Masjid al-Nabawi started trembling, the wind started blowing, the dust started gathering in there. Imam Ali sees this environment and he says, "Oh Salman, go back to Fatima az-Zahra, adrik bint Rasulillah, tell her that you are the daughter of Rahmatan lil Alameen. Do not make the dua, Medina will be destroyed." They say that afterwards, Fatima az-Zahra would keep crying for her father. And the people of Medina, they sent the message. They sent the message to Fatima az-Zahra through Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, saying that tell Bibi to pick one time, either cry during the daytime so we can sleep during the night time, or cry during the night time so we can sleep during the daytime. When Imam Ali delivers this message to Sayyidah Zahra, Sayyidah Zahra starts crying, saying, "غصبوا حكي فصبرت، أسقطوا جنيني فصبرت، كسروا أضلاعي فصبرت." They took my Fadak and I was quiet. I remained silent when they killed my Muhsin. I remained silent when they broke my ribs. وَالْآلَ يَمْنَعُونَ عَنِ الْبُكَاءِ, and they stopped me from crying. No, I will leave Medina and I will go outside and I will cry. And then she was found outside at the grave of her uncle Hamza, crying for her father Rasulullah. One hand on the head of Imam al-Hassan, one hand on the head of Imam al-Hussein. "Where is your grandfather who used to carry you on his shoulder and take you around the streets of Medina?" ألا لعنة الله وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.